The planet Caliban was the scene of more conflict than just the titanic struggle between the loyalists of Lionel Johnson and those of Luther. There were also many non-Astartes forces on that world involved in bitter conflicts on the cursed planet as well. The arrival of the Imperium of Mankind at Caliban had brought much benefit to the world. Modern technology began to transform the life of the planet's population, with many experts arriving from Terra to rapidly accelerate the planet's development. But not all of these new arrivals from Terra came with good intentions. A cabal of chaos-worshipping sorcerers from Terra infiltrated Calibanite society under the guise of being Imperial engineers. They rapidly established a cult at the North Wilds Arcology, drawn to harness the malevolent and blighted energies at that location. Soon, countless numbers of Caliban's population were drawn both willingly and unwillingly into the foul web of the cultists until Luther's forces destroyed them in a brutal campaign. This Friday, 20 new neutral cards from the Imperial Army, Mechanicum, and Chaos factions will be added to the game. In this video, we will be looking at some of the new Chaos cards, in particular the treacherous cultists who fueled the North Wilds Arcology Rebellion. The first card to share with you really demonstrates how Chaos cults spread their evil influence. Underhive Tunnels is a zero-cost tactic that gives the new duplicitous trait to a friendly infantry unit, allowing it to scurry about right under the nose of the enemy warlord, immune to the warlord's own attacks and targeted abilities. This is the second zero-cost protective tactic in the game, coming in on top of the popular Escape Vent. The big difference here is that Escape Vent basically gives your unit immunity from all other units for one turn only, whereas once a unit gets duplicitous, as long as it does not attack or act in any way, it will be immune to the enemy warlord until the end of the match, until it's destroyed or until it acts. So there are many existing infantry units in the game that have powerful passive abilities, meaning you don't need to act with them, and so these units will gain a lot of value from duplicitous. As a result, I do see this card becoming quite popular. There will of course also be many new troops who will be able to benefit from duplicitous. Cultist Brute is a 3 energy troop with 2 attack and 2 health, both stats which are below average. But before you write him off completely as a result, you will notice that he has a new icon. This represents a new trait, Cultist. Just like with the various wings of the Dark Angels, a number of these new Chaos cards will have this Cultist trait. And so in this case, Cultist Brute has synergy with other cards which have the Cultist trait. Whenever they attack, he gains +1 attack and +1 health, kind of like a Chaos version of the Space Wolves pack mechanic. So imagine playing Cultist Brute at a time when you already have 2 or 3 cultists who can attack, and suddenly pump up his stats to being 4 or 5 attack and health, just for 3 energy. All of a sudden, he starts to look like pretty good value for energy, just in the right circumstances. The final card is a great representation of those Terran sorcerers who came to Caliban in the guise of Imperial engineers. Undercover Cultist is a 2-cost unit that has average stats, but it also has the Cultist trait and duplicitous, and a neat 0-cost ability that draws another card for you for free, as long as you have another cultist in your deck. Still, a unit with average stats having duplicitous is pretty good as it is, because it helps them stay alive until your turn, and then these guys in particular can use their ability to then draw another card for you in your next turn. But remember, they will lose duplicitous by doing that. I think that if you're trying to make a cultist heavy deck, you will definitely want to include these guys in there. The really interesting thing about these new Chaos cards is the very strong synergy they have with many of the Chaos cards that were added in earlier expansions, especially the Cygnus Cultists. There are many buffs for infantry, and often Chaos Infantry in particular, and effects that trigger when infantry and Chaos Infantry die. I have a hope that together with the remaining Chaos cards from this expansion, we will finally have the ability and enough cards to make a competitive Chaos Cult focused deck work. I'm sure you're all intrigued by the possibilities that these will bring to the game, and like me are eager to see the remaining set of new neutral cards. With that, we've reached the end of this video, and so until we meet on the battlefield, bye for now everyone, and thanks for watching.